Welcome to an X-Wing Starfighter model kit. This is based on the original trilogy, so it's got the older colors and stuff. And this is not mine, this is my co-worker's, but he has no time to build it, so he asked me if I would build it for him. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'll build it for him, I get to film it. Let's tell you how good it is, because otherwise I probably would not be getting any of these Bandai model kits, because you know me, I like things to be kept in scale, and even within the same line of Bandai model kits, the spacecrafts and ships are not in scale, which is very annoying for me personally, but hey, if you just want something to display and stuff, Bandai model kits tend to be good. So, side look at the box shows you different angles, different features of the X-Wing fighter once it's been built. And as I say, you got R5 or R2 or R4. That's cool. You get 3 astromech droids, and of course a standing pilot and a sitting pilot there. Is that the same pilot? Yeah, it's a different figurine. One standing and one sitting. So that's cool. More pictures of the X-Wing right there. It tells you, hey, you actually get a Death Star display stage. So that's neat. Open up the box, just like every other Bandai model kit, the base box is just flat black. And in fact, it's the same size as most of the other Star Wars sort of 1/12 figure model kits. So, inside, of course, you have the instructions guide, as always with these guides. Even if you don't know Japanese, that's fine, because for the most part, everything is just number guides. Some pages are in color, and then it comes into black and white. Tells you exactly what you get inside, so you know if you're missing any pieces. And on the back there, it tells you it's a decal guide, as well as a paint guide. Tells you all the paint names. Now, this you need to know Japanese, because they don't actually have to paint names here. They don't even give you like Bandai color numbers, so you can't get the exact same one. So that's a bummer. And I've never done this on my videos. They all tend to be like already open by the time I film it. But I've decided that I will do some basic painting for my friend. He could do a bit of cheering up, so I'll do his X-Wing up really nice. So you got a baggie here that has a Death Star bit, and it can connect with other Death Star bits. So if you buy like the TIE Fighter set or the Y-Wing set, or a few other X-Wing sets, you can start to build a trench, which is actually kind of really cool. Makes me almost want the set, except I don't like the scale. This is a sticker sheet in there, and of course you also have a decal sheet, which is the same size and stuff. Single color pieces here, which I'm just going to spray paint before I build it. This one will be a decal sheet, that one will be a sticker sheet, this one will be a decal sheet. And you start to see them different colors here. This one's going to be a little bit hard to spray paint. I have to make sure I don't spray onto the transparent pieces. And this one's going to be spray painted as well, just like a slightly lightish grey color. And all of these bags are very easy to open. I almost hate them for having bags like these. Like, why? But there you go. They open very easily. Let me just zoom in so you can see the plastic quality of these. And just look at that. The colors are correct, but it's definitely plasticky. And unlike most Bandai model kits, I mean, the details on the molding are very, very good. But as you see right now, there aren't that many colors in this set. They rectify this with a lot of the sticker sheet. You can see the X-Wing cockpit. There's a blue sticker sheet there for it, whereas here it's just this color. So this piece, for example, I'll spray this a dark blue color, just so it would fit this scheme. And let's see how that goes. Yeah, the X-Wing's put together. It's got some basic painting. And yeah, it looks pretty good. Now, you saw the plastic in the previous shot and it was very white. So you definitely need to get some basic paint jobs done. If you're not good at painting, at least just buy one of those grayish, like the light grey color spray paint, acrylic spray paint, to spray over it before you start cutting it up and building it. And yeah, this is pretty good. The details are very nice. The building process was relatively easy. Now, I did get a little bit mixed up when building the wings, because both sides are the same, but the pieces, they look the same on the outside, but the pieces are slightly different. So it got a little bit confusing when building these 4 engines, but after that it was pretty good. If you just look at the that's stuck pretty tight, yeah. If you just look at the Death Star base, what I did was I sprayed it with black first, and then very carefully sprayed light grey over it. to give it sort of a sort of dirt effect. And we have the Death Star exhaust hole right there, and we have a stand there. There is a spare piece that you can use, just a little block piece there to stick it into the Death Star surface if you don't want to use this stand. If you unplug that, and it's a little bit tight now that there's a little bit of paint on it, so that's probably one downside to this. So you unplug that, stick this little cube thing in there, kind of slide it in, sort of slide it in there, and you can use this as a separate display for other pieces if you have more of these X-Wings or TIE Fighters or Y-Wings. Bottom piece there, at the bottom on each side you got a little slot with a little piece that goes in, which is the exact same as the sort of 1/12 scale figure model kits. They have the same sort of stand and build there. Now we just slide that back in. Yeah. There are two connector ports here, and they don't rotate or anything because they all have little hinges in them, little bars that pop out, so your X-Wing won't it won't go loose and your X-Wing won't fall off. But that does mean that if you want to display anything in any sort of angles, then you're gonna have to remove these pieces again, because I painted it. The joints are quite tight, so just move like that, and now you have the hinge in a slightly different angle. Here you have a transparent piece holding two of the cannons that go in and destroy the Death Star. They do not plug in or anything, but this transparent piece slides into a little gap on the surface there, so it just sort of stands there, but there's nothing stopping it from sliding about or falling off. So if you want this to be a permanent thing, you're going to glue it down or get some blue tack or something. Figurines in here are also very detailed. Now the second R2 dome is supposed to be a spare piece, I think, at least, due to how the different brackets are molded. We got an extra R2 head, but they do give you stickers for the second R2 head, so that's pretty cool. There are tiny little Rebel logo stickers, goggle stickers for the pilot, and little body stickers for the astromech droids. So again, if you're not good at painting or anything, then you can definitely just use these stickers or sheets to stick them onto the body. Again, I would highly recommend at least doing a single color paint, because the stickers are actually transparent, so and they don't come with any metallic color, so if you just get some silver paint or some white paint and go over the R2, the astromech droids, before putting a sticker, that'd be great. And as for the pilots, just paint them yellow and then give them some black boots before putting some stickers on them. That's something you can do, but the little details on these figurines are pretty nice for again what they are, so that's pretty cool. And I try my best to paint them, but I'm not that good at it, so a thin coat of sticker on some of the areas might improve these. Look a closer look at the X-Wing. There are a lot of extra parts. There's a thin piece here that attached to the bottom of the X-Wing to fill up the gap where the hinge plugs into, so you can hide that if you want. I'm not really sure why, but there was a spare exhaust piece. Just there was. You can either use this transparent plastic piece, which you do have to paint yourself, and it opens up like the actual cockpit from the movie. So, but you have to paint the edges, or you can use this singular blue piece which I plugged in there, but it doesn't have any transparent plastic in there, so it's just got a hole in there. So depending on display, the other one's easier to paint, but like I said, because it doesn't have a transparent bit in it, it will look a bit weird when you look closer. You got these, the different legs. Got the front leg there, and the two back legs are plugged into the bottom of the ship, just some standard plugs there. And of course, you have these pieces which are for the engine once they open to let the legs come out. So you got these alternate pieces, and so currently I don't have those pieces in. I just have the standard circle cover to go over them, and a standard flat piece to cover that. And they also have a slightly alternate dome piece, which is very similar to the other pieces, only slightly different, so only hardcore X-Wing and Star Wars fans will be able to tell the difference between those. Finally, with the X-Wing itself, the blue piece does not have a hinge, it's just a single piece, just pops off. And it comes off a little bit too easily, so that's not very nice. And the X-Wing itself, the X-foils have a slight bump in them when they open up, so it's not smooth action. They either open or close. And there are little tabs in between the wings for you to make sure that the wings stay stuck together, like so. It's like it is now. It's stuck. Oh, there you go. Just need to unlock that. Some of these things just fell off. And also details in between the X-foils, even though you're not going to see them too much. That's cool. Also details all over. In fact, you can probably use these as movie props if you paint them really well. It's not me then. And little signs inside the cockpit as well. Is that cockpit sticker? I think there is. Yep, there's a little cockpit sticker that you can stick inside the ship. I'll leave the stickers to my co-workers even when I apply them. You see these big bits that I don't have any red on them yet, or yellow, because again, the stickers I'll leave it to my co-worker. The thing about this X-Wing is if you want to put an R2 unit like so, you have to slide this back piece backwards, and then you can pop that in, which is good because the droid won't fall out during play, I guess. But here's the thing, there's also a lot of extra details on the back of the inside there, which is curious, because this thing doesn't need to go this far back for the droid to go in. It needs to go back a little bit. Oh damn it, the droid's stuck. Did I scratch the paint? Nope, that's good. So all that detail there, so I'm not really sure what that's for, but it's there, so that's curious. And that alternate dome on the front of the ship, yeah, unplug that, and they also have a tiny little bit of sort of inside sort of mechanical details there, so that's cool as well. So a lot of hidden details on this ship, as it is right now. One thing that I really don't like about this X-Wing is that there's no easy way to put the pilot into the cockpit. You're gonna need to remove the computer piece and just get that out the way somehow. So, and it gets really tight in there even without the paint. So you have to get like a mini screwdriver or something. But then you also have to be really careful to break the little joystick that the pilot's supposed to use inside the cockpit. So that kind of sucks. But apart from that, this is a very nice looking X-Wing. I've reviewed the sort of Revel model kit that's from like the USA or the West, and this thing is much more detailed. Now the Revel Easy kits are pre-painted for you, but they look like toys. They look plasticky, and so then they don't look necessarily good anyway without the paint. So if both sets were painted, this one looks much better. You also get a bit of the Death Star, and like I said, if you get a few more of these sets, you can have a mini trench built out of it, and that's awesome, like a little bonus. And you have many alternate parts which the other model kits don't have, and if you don't want to paint, you can just build this together without any glue. The Easy kits from the West also don't need any glue, but all the other kits need glue, so they're quite annoying. So yeah, I definitely recommend this one over the other ones, and you can see here you have different astromech droids as well as just all these alternate bits. So I definitely recommend this X-Wing model kit if this is the scale you're looking for. Bandai has also released a motorized X-Wing that has a little display base that has some sound effects, and also has, like I said, the motorized stuff, so it can open and close the wings. I can't remember if it has lights or not, but that model kit, I think the X-Wing is slightly bigger and to fit the motor, and of course it costs more, but seeing the quality here, if you really want a motorized sound and light X-Wing, then definitely go for that one. Subscribe, suggesting comment below, and guys, take care and have a nice day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye now.